The Auditor General delivering hundreds of pages today dealing with a number of different issues, but certainly at the top of that list is the Ontario Place redevelopment, and not just the additional costs involved, but the Ford government potentially sidestepping the rules in order to get things done to this point.
None of these costs were presented to decision makers when Infrastructure Ontario and the Ministry of Tourism recommended a multi-partner approach.
The bottom line is that the bottom line for Ontario Place has ballooned significantly, and taxpayers will be on the hook for much more. The projected costs up to a whopping $2.2 billion, taking into account the construction of a new science centre, the much-debated parking structure, plus public realm improvements.
This is a government that is just off the rails. They want to do what they want to do, and they don't really care about data or evidence, or in this case, I think, honestly, saving lives. I don't know how else you can, what other conclusion you can draw.
The Auditor General's report also points out that the redevelopment process has not been fair, transparent, or accountable, and hasn't been in accordance with best practices. During the process in finding a tenant, senior government staff dealt directly with the Therma Group. The company since signed on to build the large water park on the premises.
They did have access to government staff from various places, and it just goes against the rules that they had stated themselves in their document.
I'll let the Auditor General characterize it as she sees fit. I will simply tell you that Infrastructure Ontario was directed in 2019 to run a process that, by the AG's own admission earlier today, was not meant to be a structured procurement. It was meant to be a real estate solicitation.
A statement from Therma Group says it, quote, followed Infrastructure Ontario's process and fully complied with its requirements at every stage in our submission and negotiations. All this as the Ford government continues to be under investigation by the RCMP related to the Greenbelt scandal.
Well, the big theme is that this government doesn't care about the people of Ontario. It cares about insider profits for people connected to them. It cares about the Premier's personal political agenda. And we, the people of this province, are paying the price.
A big part of the Ontario Place story, of course, involves the Ontario Science Centre. Originally, it was estimated to keep it in its place, it was going to cost $1.3 billion, and significantly less than that to move it to the waterfront. However, this latest report says it's actually going to cost $400 million more than originally estimated. Mark McAllister, City News.